if you don't get it, definitely you should ask. Okay, that is no compromise in that one. So you are important. Okay, Python is a object-oriented programming language. Python is object-oriented programming language. Almost everything in the Python is an object with its properties and methods. With its properties and methods. A class is like an object constructor or a blueprint of creating objects. So whole meaning is, guys, the class and objects. There is a two parts again. Okay. So again, what we can say it is everything having a certain properties, certain parameters, certain measurements is there, right? For example, you take a human. So human beings having a different type of people, black people, white people, color people are there, means brown people is there, Asian kind of people are there, like so, different type of colors, maybe different type of heights, different type of ages, different type of names, different type of religions, races, kind of stuff is there. Cars, if you take it, the car having a car is a class, and different type of brands are there, right? I have a different model number. BMW is there, Suzuki, Maruti, Tesla. Now it is we have Tesla is there. Every car having a horsepower. Every car having a different type of horsepower is there. Seating capacity is there. 5 seaters, 7 seaters, 10 seaters, 2 seaters. Okay, like a Thor, you take it. Okay, maybe diesel type, petrol type, CNG type. Now we have a automatic manual transmissions also there in the cars, right? So these are all parameters or a okay objects of properties of a class. Okay, so that is class and objects. Very simple. If you want more explanations, so you can go to like a each individually find it what it is, class and objects. Defining a class is very simple, like a defining a function. Under a class you can write multiple functions also. It is like a one class is like a one pocket. Again I'm coming to the thing, right? So you have a multiple pockets, or maybe multiple zip kind of stuff. One class, under class you can define multiple functions. It's like a one set. In one program you can define multiple classes. Okay, so remember guys, okay, look at here. So this is a class, this is a class. In this class, okay, I defined a class, this is a class. Okay, it's a template or a blueprint or object constructor. Object constructor. In this class, I defined a different type of functions or methods. Okay, I passes certain parameters like that. I constructed one class. I want to build a big program. So like so this is entire script. This is a entire my script. Okay, so this is a entire script. Okay, in the script means one single page. If you think like it, this is entire one script. Okay, in the entire one script you can define multiple classes in a single script also. Okay, you can define multiple scripts. Okay, like this, control C. Okay, like this or like this. Okay, think like this. You write a program in a single page. In the same page you can write multiple classes. Okay, so like that possible. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, oops, says that is different. So we'll go to directly how to define a class. We'll see. So class also won't work until unless you call the that particular function. Okay, so class is my class. Okay, like this. So I created a class and I given some value like a x is equal to 2. Okay, so I'm not giving any print statement, so no problem. I'm calling my class. So we'll see, even myself also it is done so many days. It is telling you about what is your class kind of stuff. Okay, so I'm trying to call my X value. It will throw an error guarantee. Yeah, it will throw an error. Yeah, the first was basic things you have to check it, like, see, it is not like our, but it is not like our function. So compulsory, guys, you must know how to create a class. Simply just give a class. No parenthesis. It is parenthesis also you can give for a certain things, but now it is, we are not giving. Simply it is define a class. Defining a class is not enough. You have to call the class. You have to call the class, right? So we are not calling the class. We create an object to work with the class. Okay. See, this is the object. P1 is an object. MyClass is a class. P1 is an object. See, so like the so little confusion guarantee it will be there. So we'll see that one. Same thing. We define a class. Class defining is same only. Even that is also not required. Okay. So that is the one. Yeah. So as I will follow the given example only, I will write. Okay. My class. I am creating an object. Now P1 is an object. My class is a class. P1 is an object. P1 is an object. Now at X I want to print. X value is 2. For example, I define different variables. I have a different properties, X and Y. I'm getting only 2. Why I'm not getting a 3? Because I didn't call that one. So P1 dot 3. Sorry, dot Y. Okay, automatically it is coming. Very good. Okay, yeah, I have to use another one, so then you can see 2 and 3. Okay, so now the each and everything is divided, right? See, this is the class, this is object, and you have to work with your objects only. So you have to pass through objects only. Okay, so this is a basic class structure. This is basic class structure. So which is already given, but I am also trying to do. It's a 6:30. I want to do some other things, but yeah, this is the init function, guys. Init function is initial function type. For example, if you know the Java, like a when we use Java for in the starting times, what we do, we use a default functions, right? So we use a void main function kind of stuff. We'll use it. Same thing here also we use a default functions. So when you are executing a program, first it load this function only. Okay, initialize this function only. Okay. So this is a better understanding of class and object type of things. So we'll see this example also. So this is also very important. This is I'm going to create some class. Actually, I have a very good data. Like whenever I got very interested, I will try on classes from starting. So I created some few more things, but now it is not the time. Okay. For example, I'm creating a class is computer class. I'm creating computer class. Define init function. So self Okay, so self, the computer name is like a brand, computer brand, or like a computer. Every computer having CPU, RAM. Only two things will take it. So here it is, self.cpu equal to CPU, self.ram. Self means itself. The meaning of self is itself. So you can give different names for that one also. That's why you're giving self.cpu. You can give, instead of CPU, you can give XYZ. Also possible. Okay. So this is, I defined a class. In the defining a class, under class, I put a function and two parameters also there. Now I'm creating a object. I'm creating a object. So in an object, I'm giving two values in it. So one is CPU value. I'm giving CPU is my i3 processor. RAM is 4 GB. 4 GB RAM. Now class is defined. Object is created. Class is defined. Object is defined. So now we have to print C1 dot CPU. That's it. That's only one. I'm trying to. Okay. Otherwise, you can give my CPU is like this. Unexpected error. Yeah, very good. So the colon not given, and this is also mistake because it should be under. Okay. See, my CPU is i3 CPU. i3 CPU. Only CPU I called. Only one I called. Okay. Next. C2, another object. I'm creating another object. i5 processor. Okay. 8 GB RAM is there. Okay. So this is another object. C2, another object. Now what I'm going to do is print C2's CPU is C2 dot CPU. So we'll see what happened. Save, run the margin. See. Okay. So this is the only one-time function, and one class one-time function it is. So we can able to pass the data and we can able to run it. So this is very simple how to define a function and how to get the output of that one. Sorry. Yeah. How many days I have to this one? Okay. Now, already I told in one single class, we can define multiple functions also. The self represent itself kind of stuff. Instead of self, you can give anything. Instead of self, you can see myself kind of stuff or ABCD kind of stuff also you can give. So there is a no kind of stuff. Okay. And this is whenever you call this program, okay, when a class is loaded, when a class is called, first initialized by init only. Okay, and then under this one, so you can create multiple things. For example, my disk. Okay, I define my disk as a function. Okay, so my disk print my disk is hard disk 1 terabyte. Something I give another function inside. Save, run, nothing. Why no display? Because we didn't call this one. We didn't call this one. Print. We got a problem here. How to call my disk, which is under computers. Invalid signature. I will try. Yeah, it is showing, not showing a value, but it is C1 dot my disk, and there is no value in this one, but it has to print this statement. Okay, maybe it is double print statements. 1 second, wait. No, very good. Okay. So when I, always these classes will give you like that. But so whatever it is, maybe this is the one. This is object methods, guys. Object method means, yeah, this is what I'm trying. Okay. So we'll try like this. Otherwise, it will be completed. So. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I put a HDD also here. Self dot HDD equal to HDD. Okay. So I have to give HDD also, right? So then I will put a 1 terabyte. Here I given 2 terabyte, for example. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, so C1 dot my function, so my disk. Okay, like this. Okay. Okay, what is happening here? So look at here. So here it is direct initialization. It means this is just like it is my default folder. It is like under computer. This is my under computer class. This is a default function. So directly you can able to, you're accessing like a C1. C1 means this is the object and computer class. This is the CPU. So CPU passes here and the value of CPU, we got it here. Next one is C2.CPU. Same thing. C2 is an object and passes through the computer class. That is a CPU, you will get it. Okay. But same thing, if you do for this one also, we will get it. But just for to show you how to write two functions in the same class, I'm doing that one. But you no need of doing like a same HDD here, not required. Okay, we can give our self HDD here also. We can able to give, but I'm not doing that one now. Okay. So this is a HDD function. So C1 computer class HDD1 is there. So when I said print statement like this, I can get it. So like I can write print my hard disk is C1 dot HDD. So I will get it. So I will get it. But I'm not doing. I am calling this specific function to display the output from this function only, like this. So when I call this one, this parameter, so this statement is executed. When I call this function, this statement is executed. So when I given C1, automatically in this C1 automatically understand C1 is belongs to computer class, and obviously my disk is under computer class. So like that it will be able to do it. Okay. I think you don't understand anything or maybe understand or confused anything, no problem. Next, it is not like that. Always use a self kind of stuff. Okay, you can use anything ABC kind of stuff also. You can able to use it. You can modify the objects if you want you to modify the objects also. You can delete the objects. Okay, also we can able to do it. Modification also if you want to, you will see the modification kind of stuff. Here it is. C1 dot RAM equal to, earlier I shared 4 GB. Now my RAM is upgraded. Okay, now it is 8 GB. C1 RAM is now 8 GB. Now if you take a print statement, print now the RAM is C1 dot RAM. See, I changed the value. Earlier my C1 RAM is 4 GB. Now it is 8 GB. Okay. Now the RAM is 8 GB. Now the RAM is 8 GB. Okay. Also you can delete certain parameters. For example, C2 dot same RAM or HDD, put a HDD. I delete a C2 dot HDD. Otherwise you can put a C2 dot my disk. Okay. Next I will execute only this one. So delete thing, we will delete it again. Okay. My disk is 2 terabyte. Now what I'm going to do is yeah, here it is, where it is. Okay. Delete dot my disk. So what will happen? Yes, Python is execute line by lines, compile line by lines only. So it execute up to this one, and we deleted a parameters. It is throwing in a error. Okay, attribute error, update no attribute called a HTD because we are deleted. Okay, so this is we can able to do in a classes. Normally, I will tell more things about in a classes also, but currently the time and everything. Even I took a lot of much time as required also. So whatsoever it is. The last one, guys, pass. Okay, last one is pass statement. So already, as I said, like in a loops, I said functions, I said in classes. Now the pass kind of stuff is there. So again, why we need this pass kind of stuff? For example, you want again same thing. You want to create some work like you created a class, a computer class, server, okay, class, network components related one, okay. So like this, you created a classes. Then like you created a one structure, structure of the program, right? You want to write something, implementing something. If you execute, what happened? It will throw an error. If you execute, it will throw an error. See, here only itself, it is throwing an error. So what to do? Put a pass. Okay. So when you are implementing, then you can remove the pass and you can implement, and then you can execute it also. See it display nothing, but it executed this file without showing any error. So that is a pass kind of stuff. So you can use the pass thing for like a error structure you are creating. Yesterday I showed one, one TK enter kind of stuff. In that one also, I use the pass statement because we have to define functions multiple times. So then compulsory, each thing we have to define a function. Like if for adding, subtracting, multiplying, for clearing, so you have to write different functions. So first only you can't able to write, right? One by one we have to verify. So what I have to do? So I first I write how many functions I have to write. So I have to write. Then each one I put a pass. So once it's testing first one addition. So go to the definition, name is addition. There I given a statements. Then tested it. The first one is working. So then go to the next one. So finally I completed it. So like that, the pass is very useful in a programming. So when you are not defining anything under classes, definitions or loops, so it is very useful. Guys, this is about your classes. Still, if you want, you can go to oops concepts are there. Oops are there. So you can see oops concept in Python, oops concept in Java, different things are there. So this is object and classes. We are done now. Okay, abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. So these are the things about your oops. The basic oops you want it, that one, but your Python not satisfying complete oops concept as up to now as I know. Okay, maybe in a different resources possibility is there, but because of I'm also not touching. Okay. Okay. First one is how to create a classes and objects. That is we done. Abstraction and encapsulation is definitely not there. Inheritance is there. Polymorphism and inheritance is there, but I am not confident in polymorphism anyway. Again, the class kind of stuff is also not much funny. Okay, abstraction and encapsulation. So these are the main points of your Whoops, concept. 5 concepts. So objects and classes, inheritance, polymorphism, extraction. So I want to disconnect it because it's almost like a 10 to 7, and you are also having full of tide, I think so. You and again you have to practice and study for tomorrow, right? So tomorrow class is there, guys. Don't forget. So only inheritance I will show you guys. So only inheritance I will show you that one. Okay. So what is the inheritance? Inheritance. You can inherit the properties of your parent class to child class. Okay. So inherited allowed us to define a class that inherited all methods and properties from other classes. Parent class is a class being inherited from other class base is also called a base class. Okay, parent class is just a class is you define. Child class, the child class is that inherited from other classes. What is that kind of stuff? Very simple. There is an example like your father properties you are getting kind of stuff. That is one kind of part. Okay, very simple. In parent class, I have objects like a, um, for example, A, B is there in a parent class. In a child, we have a C, D is there. Okay, in a child, because of it is A, B will be inherited from parent. Okay, I'm trying to give a overview. For example, I have a class A and a class B. Okay, so these are the two separate classes. For example, you want to become a child class, you will mention like this. Now this is the parent class, this is the child class. Here, if you in case, if you define something parameters like define um, anything, you can give like a self comma. I put a m1. My favorite is this one, m1 and m2. Okay, compulsory like this. Okay, so m1 m2 I mentioned here. Okay, I'm not writing completely, just for understanding. Again, this is also having a class, right? So this is also having some self, no self kind of stuff. M3 comma m4. Okay, so in generally, if you are individual one, so class A having m1 m2, class B having m3 and m4. So if you are inherited class A properties to B, it means you can call m1 m2 from B also, that is your inheritance. Okay, so I create an object like a p1 object is belongs to A. Okay, p2 object is belongs to B. Okay, now through p1 I'll get m1, p1, m2, p2 will get m1, p2, m2, p2, m3, p2, m4. Okay, this is a just for understanding only, for to make understand like because of B. Okay, p2 is belongs to class B, so obviously you will get a totally 4 parameters in it. Of course, you have to tell from where you are inheriting. So what are the things you are inheriting also you have to tell, but I am not mentioning that one. So superset is there. Okay, so upper kind of stuff is there, that from there you can able to inherit it. Now I'm not mentioning anything, just understand inheritance. Okay, so this is like a you can parent class, So parent class, just a person. They defined A and they created a child class. And in a child, they mentioned the names like that. Okay. So go through this one, guys. Then you will understand. Okay. Because I'm unable to breathe also. My energy is completely over. Okay. I can't able to explain. Sorry, guys. I think that is enough for you. Try once. If you don't get it, so next week means any other time, just remind me. I will explain the inheritance at least. Okay. Try once inheritance. It is quite easy. If you are unable to do it, just ask me once when you have a free time. So then I will explain in a classroom only. Okay. So we have a little bit time also there. So next when we are going to some virtualization kind of stuff, then I will explain. Okay, guys. No one is speaking anything.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Up to now, so try once, at least try once, you will easily understand. Okay.
Okay.